Hello everyone. So today we are actually starting the very first of a couple of videos on how to beat the Great Sky Island on current patch, which as of now current patch is 1.2.1. So I'm going to show you guys how you can get around updating if you want that. So first of all, you're just going to want to go to settings, scroll down to system, go to over here to auto update software and make sure that is turned off. So for me, I already had that on. So if you want to stay on 1.2.1, which is as of now current patch, as I said, you're just gonna want to switch that to off. From now on, every time you open a game and there's an update, you're just gonna want to click start software, and if you do accidentally click on download, just make sure you immediately press cancel after that, or else you're screwed. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, you're gonna want to set up what we call an intro skip file. So to do that, you just go through the game, go through the intro of the game, and immediately as you skip the final cutscene, the one where Rauru tells you to stand to wake up, you're gonna want to immediately press pause and save. So if we load this file right real quick, it should drop you off right here. You're not supposed to have moved a single inch, because if you did, every single run from now on will be invalid. So Link should be exactly in this spot. If he isn't, every single run will be invalid from now on. So yeah, that's pretty important. So once you've loaded your first intro skip file, we are actually ready to start. Now brace yourselves, because this first episode is going to be a really long one, even though we're only getting through the first few bits of the speedrun. But as soon as you load this intro skip file, just sprint to the master sword, which is over here, and make sure you time your A press right. So now just be mashing B. It doesn't really matter if you mash it or not. Just make sure that you press B as soon as you can. I like to mash it, so that's what you're probably hearing right now. Then we're going to cut the vine, so we're simply going to move Link in a diagonal, and then once we reach it, just do 2 quick Y presses. This will mess up if you weren't sprinting for long enough. What just happened was I wasn't sprinting for long enough, so I only cut one of the vines, and this does lose like 2 seconds. So when you're first starting out, don't bother too much about it, but still try to go for a good vine cut. It's really not difficult, it's just easy to mess up. So this is what it's supposed to look like when you get a good vine cut starting off. This is like really easy, and you'll basically almost never fail this. It's really not the difficult trick. But if you're feeling really good about yourself and want to get a half a second time save, free half a second time save right from the beginning, what you're gonna do is you're gonna move forward and cut this first vine. Then after you've pressed Y for the first time, just simply hold ZL, press Y for a second time, and then press X while holding up on the joystick. So this will give you a front hop after cutting down the second vine, which will give you like a super small time save because you're already moving forward in the room. This is what it's supposed to look like when done perfectly. But here is where the difficult part begins. This is still the cause of many resets for every single top runner out there. It's really it's a difficult trick, and really it's daunting, but you'll get used to it quick enough. There will be some days where it will be bad. Also, Link's feet is just floating. But yeah, there will be some days where you will do bad on this trick, and there will be some days where you will do good, and that shows how that is. But yeah, so we'll get into it right now. So what you want to do is run up this cog, and I'm going to teach you guys the crouch setup. But there are many ways to set this up. You can even choose to do this with no setup if you really want to be fast. But the setup I've had the most luck with is actually the crouch setup. what you're gonna want to do is crouch right here on the edge of this circle. Just be careful not to slide off like this. And start a throw aim. So we are going to be, well, first of all, you could look up completely and then start a throw aim. So you're going to want to look at Link's knee. You want Link's knee to just barely touch the bottom of that little Y. You see the little painting that's like writes a Y on the cog? So you want Link's right knee to be just along that. You want Link's left knee to kind of just do a straight line along the little white or like paler side of the left side of the cog. And then for the throw aim, you want the little dots to be aligning up exactly like I am aligning this right now. So once all that is done, just spam B, or press B 3 times to leave crouch, stop the throw aim, and stand up. Well, stop the throw aim, put away your weapon, and stand up. Then I want to do a quick 180-degree flick. So you want Link to be just like this, facing like the camera. If he is facing directly at the camera, then you'll know you've did the 180 good. Now you're going to be holding out B, press, and then flick down on the joystick, immediately press X, then press R, and then Y. So it's really difficult to get the hang of it at first, but once you do get the hang of it, it's gonna be fine. This trick can get pretty consistent, but there will, as I said, there will always be some days where you will do less good. And you see, this time I failed it, so this pretty much was just the jump that I failed. So you're supposed to get a random speed boost, so this time I was too far off from the Y on the cog. Okay, so this is what's supposed to look like. So when you're gonna be landing on this very edge, when you're gonna be getting it once, you want to immediately backflip so you can just secure your way on top of the ledge. So yeah, so what I was doing wrong is I was too far to the center of the cog right here. So really want to be on the left side of the cog and just be throw aiming like I told you to throw aim. Really, once you get consistent at it, the setup really doesn't matter that much, but for now I just recommend you follow the instructions as I've told them. The setup is pretty lenient once you get used to it. Just make sure you practice this a lot, as it's a pretty difficult trick. But I am probably not the best to explain this trick at all, so I will be linking an actually good tutorial to this in the description, as long as my Discord server and the Tears of the Kingdom speedrunning Discord server, which will have everything you need on there to help you, and you can even ask me questions on my server or ask the community questions on the speedrunning server. Just feel free to ask these questions, we're always there to answer you. But once you're on this ledge, you want to simply sprint while making sure you don't hit the vine and jump onto this black platform. Then you want to just jump slightly to the right. Do not throw aim here, it will lose you some time. This can be quite annoying because sometimes Link just refuses to do so. It happens to me all the time. But yeah, just slightly to the right where you want to make Link climb. Too far to the right will just do this and you will fall off. Not enough to the right will just make Link bonk on the wall like this, so you don't want that, obviously. So yeah, just a little bit to the right and you should be good to climb up on that. And then there's a couple options to what you can do. The safest, easiest option is to jump on here and do a climb jump to the side, then press B and keep running through this corridor. But the fastest way, and the way most runners choose to do it, is to sprint along the vine. So it's supposed to look somewhat like this. You start sprinting, then you press ZL and then sprint along the side like this. You can also do this without pressing ZL, but it's way trickier and I still currently cannot do it consistently, but it's not too bad as well, so you might want to give that a try if you're feeling really good. At first, don't be too heavy on resets, as it can really burn you out really quickly, resetting all the time. So when you're first starting out, just don't mind about second or third try CSSs or Cog Skips. Just just go with it. Yeah, it's really not important to reset all that much when you're first starting out. But basically, you're gonna sprint or feather your sprint along the side here. Now, here is the good part for me to start on my general movement guide. So you can just run like this with feathering your sprint. So you just run, and when you're getting on stamina, you wait for it to recharge, and then run again, and then wait for it to recharge, then run again. But this is pretty slow. So instead, there are two other options which you can do. First, you can sprint, crouch, and then press B. So like this. Which it's pretty stupid to do in this room because of these sides, but I'm gonna go over here to do it. So you can do this. So this is just crouch B, crouch B, crouch B, crouch B, crouch B, crouch B, crouch B. Now in a full run, this does save quite a lot of time, and it's really the only thing you'll need right now. I do not recommend feathering your sprint. This is pretty easy to do and saves a lot of time, so it's pretty free time save. The method I go for is through crouch sprinting. Now this is way more difficult. So what you're gonna do is crouch, press B, press R, and then back to B quickly. So it should look like this. This is currently the fastest known way of sprinting, but by only a few, but not by much, so you're not losing too much time if you're choosing to do crouch sprinting over this method. But this basically allows you to sprint without depleting your stamina as much. So if you want to see it that way, it's just whistle sprinting from wish.com. But yeah, so once you've run all across this tunnel over here, you're going to want to come over here under this window, all while doing your preferred crouch or crouch sprint or just sprinting, and you're going to want to climb on this. So you don't need your stamina to be full. You just want to just do a climb jump. You see that where you see this little bump coming out of it, you want to do a climb jump here, so, or just do a jump here. You're gonna jump onto that, which this can be annoying sometimes. Just sprint, jump onto that, and then just about here, just do a climb jump. This will get you on this little ledge we just saw. I just did. So you sprint, jump, then position yourself properly, and then just do another jump. So this time I failed it. So you want to be, this is kind of precise and annoying, but it doesn't lose a lot of time every time you fail it. Just want to grab this little ledge over here. It's not too difficult. Once you're on this ledge, just simply jump up and start sprinting, or using your preferred method of sprinting to the top. So we're going to go to this wing chest over here, which is just over here. I'm gonna grab those wings. This is your first split here, and then you're gonna want to go to this little ledge over here. This is where the duping starts. So for the Grid Sky Island route that I will personally show you, you are going to need, if I, for example, I look over here and dupe, you see the wing actually dropped over here, so it didn't dupe, which is annoying when you're duping and loses a lot of time, because you have to dupe one more time. And on this patch, as I said, duping is pretty slow. So once you have duped until you have 10 wings, just run along here and drop down over here and start a full dive. This will bring you to the title cutscene. So now, once the cutscene ends, you're gonna want to land on the lily pad. So to do that, just simply dive diagonally to the right, press R, B, and then Y, or just B and Y. So you're gonna full dive onto this lily pad. As you can see, I missed right now, but generally, if you follow those instructions, it should work. It's not too bad if you miss the lily pad. I just took my time to explain there, so I missed it. But yeah, so basically, you just wanna go diagonally, and then B and Y. So it's really not that hard. and then full dive down. So then you're gonna sprint or throw crouch sprint or crouch sprint, whatever you're doing, up to this construct over here using the path I just took. Then just simply talk to the construct and start mashing B. This construct will give you the Purah Pad, and it is currently required to leave this area, otherwise the game will just void you out. So you need this Purah Pad in order to leave this island. After you get the Purah Pad, you want to press B twice and then press A as the dialogue changes, and you cannot just press B out of it. Spam B. After it shows you the the little cutscene thing, there should be no more dialogues and you're good to go. So now here comes a difficult trick in the run, the second difficult trick. So you're going to throw aim at the middle of Temple of Time, at the line you see in the middle right here where I'm throw aiming at. So your top bar has to be aligned with this part of Temple of Time. This is just the setup I find the easiest. Now you want to exit that and just look above and sprint until you reach the start of the shadow. So now you don't, with this method you want to make sure he is spooked, and sprint, and as you reach the shadow press pause or open the quick menu, either way works. Now just drop a wing and keep sprinting. Exit the pause menu with B, or just dropping something will make you leave the quick menu, and just keep holding B, and this should make you continue sprinting. And if you've done this right, you should land on the wing and just drop the wing and sprint forwards, just like that. I actually did it with the quick menu, it's surprising. But once you are on the wing, just go down a little bit forward on the wing. This actually makes the wing travel a bit faster, as well as you're gonna want to reach the intended place. We weren't gonna want to go faster, but yeah. So we're going to aim for this part over here. So just make sure you have enough juice to go until where we are landing right now. Now look behind you, and slightly, so the camera is facing slightly to the left of Link. So where the left of Link is right now, so over here, just turn the camera so it's facing slightly that way. You can turn the camera while the wing is flying as well to save a couple seconds. I'm just gonna go through this quickly right now. Then drop this wing. It should drop in this general area, and press examine. When this screen turns black, should be your second split. Now you want to skip this cutscene. It's the first cutscene skip of the run. If you've done it correctly, you should be standing on the wing once you exit out of the menu. Now just sprint, jump, and jump slash off this wing and void out. You should be respawning on the island with the Purah Pad if you have done anything properly. If you have any questions, I would totally understand if something wasn't clear in this tutorial or anything like that. So just simply DM me on Discord, or ask in my Discord server, or join the Tears of the Kingdom speedrunning server. There are plenty of resources over there for you. That will be linked in the description down below. I will be posting some more of this tutorial series to continue this very soon. I am working actively on this. So yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, or to ask me on Discord. My DMs are always open. So have fun learning this part of the speedrun, and I will see you in the next tutorial.